What's happening, fam? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing well. So today's video, this is brought to you by XKGLOW, one of my official sponsors. They sent me this dope ass wheel ring lighting kit. And you know, most of you guys know my name is Luke, but today they call me Aggravated Man. I'm just playing, but I've been busting my ass out here all morning. I'll tell you why. So before that, let's just go over the specs of the wheel ring kit real quick. They give you pretty much everything that you need for the kit. Obviously, this is the XKGLOW controller. These are your wheel extenders. This is a hardwire kit, some 3M tape. These are a pair of, I think these are like around 7 feet in length. This goes from the controller. They give you another 4 sets of wires. 2 of them are 12 feet in length. One of them is over there. I just measured it, and 2 of them are 6 feet in length. So on each wheel ring kit, you got short wire and you got a long one. Okay, so the 12-foot wires are from one ring from the front to the back. The 6-foot is from where this ends to the actual ring. So you're connecting the 6-foot to the one that connects to the controller and straight to the ring. So I'm guessing you have, you should have enough wire for everything. Okay, and let me just show you what I'm doing here. It's obviously gonna have to take your wheel off, so I don't have to tell you. Make sure that use proper precautions when you're doing that. Obviously, I tested one. It took me a little while, but I got it. I actually had to cut, like you see a piece down there where that drill is. I had to cut it. The reason why is depending on where you're mounting it on the dust cap, these holes are too big and there's no washer to prevent the bolt from going through. So I had to cut it, and this is a very soft metal, so it was easy for me to cut it with, or you could probably put something and bend it and it'll probably break. And guys, tools that you're going to need: an arrangement of sockets, Allen keys. If you have something like that, it would be good, but that's like a 2.5 millimeter Allen key. You're gonna need a drill, assortment of drill bits, flathead, Phillips head, and whatever else we need, I'll just go along in the video. Oh guys, I forgot to tell you, one important tool that you should have is a center punch. This will help you make the indent for when you have to drill. So the reason why this was a pain in the behind was, number 1, because of these big Brembos. Okay. Number 2 was because of my wheels. In my wheels, see, I have a nice barrel right here. Then I have a 1/2 inch to almost 3/4 inch raise right there. So it's not, and that's right where the ring sits. So it's not giving me a lot of room for error, if you get what I'm saying. So I had to put the wheel on, take it off, put it on, take it off, and adjust the pieces right here. Literally had to adjust it like that. So I already adjusted it, zip tied pieces right here, zip tied it right there to the brake line, gave it enough slack where you could turn the wheel and this will turn. And guys, just to let you know, because of fitment issues with this, I had to I only used 2 of these mounts. I could only use 2 of these mounts on this front one over here while I was test fitting it, just because of fitment issues. So I'll see if I can, use all 3 for the rest of the wheels, but this was a pain in the behind for the first part, just because of those brakes. It was really, really hard. I don't have a lot of clearance in there. All right, guys, just for shits and giggles, I hooked up the controller real quick. I just wanted to show you. I actually tested everything already, but I always tell you guys, before you put anything on your car, make sure everything works. Also, I told you guys on previous videos about XKGLOW stuff. They're the only company I know that uses dielectric grease in between their connections, which is freaking fantastic. Makes that connection freaking super conductive and watertight. And there we go. So the stuff works. You see it, you see it. All right, guys, so what I'm gonna do is, see how this blue light is lit up right here? What I'm planning to do is leaving the controller where my low glow controller is under the hood, because the length of wires, I don't know if it might be enough from inside of my car. So I'm gonna leave it over here inside of the fender well, and I'll just control, this will always be on, just like how the light for my low glow kit, that red light is always on. So I'll leave that on and just control it from the app and turn it off from the app. Thinking that's probably the best route to go. So yeah, guys, the hardwire connection is not that lengthy, so it's not like I could run it through my firewall. I would probably have to lengthen it, if anything, and I really don't want to do that. But guys, please refer to my other videos, because what I'm talking about is I can leave that on and just turn it on and off from here, so it's off. All right, guys, so a couple things. So I pretty much got my wires run zip tied under here. I ran that piece right there, zip tied. Also, I gave it enough leeway so my wheels can turn. So once I put my wheel on, the first thing I'm gonna be doing is turning the wheel all the way to the left and the right to make sure there's enough slack, okay? So everything is connected on this one ring. I ran the wire back there, so it looks like we have enough length. And I just wanna show you exactly what to do before I do the rest of them. So pretty much now, guys, this is going to be a lot dependent on you guys, how much you're willing to be precise. So the first thing you do is, now, oh, by the way, these here can flex like that. So if you want to try to slip them on your wheel, you got to slip them over the brake first and then slip the other side on there. Now, if it can't fit, depending on the application that you're using it for, because obviously this is an STI with 6-piston Brembos. You guys could be using a WRX without the Brembos, or any other car, because these are pretty much universal. Okay, so the first thing you do, you take the Phillips head, take both of these screws out, and what's going to happen is going to loosen this bracket right here. It's going to actually remove it. And that will allow you to put on this ring right here to adjust the size of the circle. Now, what you will have to do when you got to adjust them, you got to cut these zip ties right here. This one here and this one here, because the zip ties will not allow this bracket. See this notch in the bracket on that side right there? It notches, it fits perfectly on this side right here. So the zip ties won't allow it to fit properly. So now once you get those screws out and you take the bracket off, now you can put this bracket on here to increase the size. And that's why, so now I know the exact size to put on, because first I did it all the way back here, then here, and then finally this end goes over here and this other end goes to the other side right here. Okay, these four in the middle, those you don't use. Okay. All right, guys, once you're finished making your adjustments, you saw me cut these two studs right here because you don't need an entire length. Now, once you take it over to the other side, you fit the wheel ring behind the rotor, just like this, and that's where you make your measurement. You want to leave the ring, like, I would say around anywhere 3/4 of an inch to an inch around where, you know, I mean, it looks nice, but whatever clearance you can do, do it. Because this was, you know, I mean, it was a bit challenging, especially doing it on the ground and doing it by yourself. It gets a little bit challenging for space and other things. Just remember, you could push back your dust shield because it is a bit malleable. And once you finish that, once you get your measurements, use your center punch. Okay, you use the center punch, it goes like this. And the punch makes that indent so you can drill your hole. You use your center punch where you see fit. Okay, you got to drill your hole in the dust cap, you drill a hole in the stud, and that's how you line it up. Now once you finish with and you get your measurements perfect and you're ready to permanently drill everything in, there's a screw right here. You screw it in this portion right here from behind, and that prevents this from moving or angling like this. This is what I'm talking about. So you're gonna put a screw up to the top right there to prevent this from angling like this. That's once you get your measurements together, okay? And guys, be careful if you're using a tool to push your dust cap or whatever, please do not scratch the surface of your rotor. You don't want that problem. All right guys, about to put the wheel back on just to check the fitment. Look at it all around. That's pretty damn close, man. Pretty close. So I got it just right. Okay, now I'm gonna put the lugs on, start it, and check the left and right turn just to make sure I gave the wires enough leeway. Looks pretty good though. And this black, it's so shiny, it's like it's reflecting a lot, like it's reflecting over here. Looks pretty cool. Yes. All right guys, I moved my car up, I put up my portable tent. Isn't this car spoiled or what? Moved the car up, and what I did was I started it and checked the right turn all the way, left turn all the way. I had enough leeway in there. And what I did was I raised my car up because I need a lower profile jack, so that's why I have to keep it aired up while I'm working on it. But this shit is fly. It looks so good. Looks so freaking dope. Love it. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, I did mention this in my last video as well. See these 3 wires right here? The red, black, and yellow. The cool thing about this is if you wire that in, okay, once you hardwired it, you wire this into your turn signal, brake light, and a ground, it can function as such. So your ring lights can function as a turn signal, or when you step on the brake, as a stop signal. How freaking sweet is that? But anyway, let me get on to the other 3 wheels. I already made up the wheel for the other front, and the back shouldn't be too hard because the brakes, even though they're Brembo, they're a little bit smaller. All right. All right guys, again, so the first thing you do is you drill a pilot hole, and what you do is you raise and lower the wheel ring, and when you raise and lower it, you'll be able to see if everything is evenly spaced all around. And now once you get to an even space that you like, take your take your center punch, put it through the hole, and poke a mark in the stud where you have to drill. And that's exactly what I did. Okay, and now I got it pretty much exactly where I want it all around. And now I gotta just put a hole in this in the dust plate right here and screw it up. All right, the second test fit is fantastic. Looks good, nothing's touching. Good clearances. I say we're good to go. By the way, because I'm putting the controller here, this I fed through the same passage where from the other side, but I don't need to use the 6-foot extension. So I can have that as a spare just in case I need it or whatever the case might be, because the controller is literally right here and the wheel is right here. The other side I needed to use it, this side I do not. So guys, since this side is done, we got one more wheel to go. Then I'll see you at the end for some app functionality. All right guys, just finished up the back. Let me tell you, this was so much easier to do than the fronts. Man, freaking awesome. And what I did was, I did some nice wire management. Here, down the middle. So the wires are not hanging and they're pretty snug, but there is some play just in case. All right guys, the install, this is the final piece. It's complete. I am tired. Guys, it would be really easy to do this on a lift. Doing this on your back, it's you better have a strong back. But anyway, everything is sturdy, everything is tightened. Guys, don't forget, try to get one of those set screws in either the top or as I have it down here to the bottom. Okay, that is where it's gonna be stable. The studs are gonna be stable where it won't move. So at least try to get one at a 90-degree angle where you can put a set screw in. You don't have to put two in, one is fine. And that's really it. I don't have to test fit anything because I use the same size all around and it fits the wheel perfectly. And all I got to do now is just use the 3 zip ties I have remaining. Thank God, XKGLOW, shouts to you guys for throwing in those zip ties. They really came in handy, especially with the wire management. And that's really it. This is freaking awesome. And guys, once I finish the wire management, I just got to clean up, and I will be back later when it gets dark so I can show you the ins and outs just for a little bit on the app. Because remember, this side, one of them is zone 1, the other one is zone 2. So we can have this operate independently from each other. You get what I'm saying? So that's pretty much a wrap, but everything works. I'm super happy about it. Honestly, when I started this today, I didn't think I was gonna make it. I really didn't think I was gonna be able to do it because of the big brakes in the front, because the fitment was so close, and then the wheels on top of it with that 3/4 inch lip on the inside. I was like, this is not gonna work, but it ended up working out. I just don't give up, and it pretty much, guys, I've been out here pretty much all day. So this is gonna take you some time if you're doing it by yourself and on the ground. Okay? See you guys later. Guys, why didn't somebody remind me? I still gotta fix this shit. This whole thing is in disarray. All right, let's get it. All right guys, wire management is done. The controller and everything is inside of where my fender well is. The switch is right here. The wires are run neatly. Terminals are connected. I use my own ring terminal. I use theirs that came with the kit for this side. I use my own ring terminal because it was wider to go on top of my post. And that is all she wrote. So again, my kit is hardwired to the car. It's on. It's literally on, and I can control it with the app at any time. But obviously, I mean, I don't take this car much, so I'm just gonna keep it off. And if I need to use it, I can always pop the hood and turn it on. So I like the fact that that kill switch right there. The kill switch is pretty much everything. Love switches. That's why I have custom switches everywhere. So just to kill the power in case something just goes haywire. All right guys, I'll be back later. All right guys, as promised, it's dark, hella dark outside right now. Let me, it's my hood light, so at least you can see a little bit. Remember that custom location right there for the switch? Let's turn that bad boy on. Turn off the hood light. Now that the wheel lights are on, let's get this show on the road. All right guys, so what we're doing right now, it's a quick screen recording just for app functionality purposes, guys. Please refer to my previous videos. I did 2 other videos for XKGLOW and I went through an in-depth conversation with you guys about how the app works. And as I said again, I'm gonna keep saying it, by far XKGLOW has the best lighting app I've seen out of a lot of manufacturers. I have not seen another that's as good. So let's dive into this real quick. So obviously, if you don't have any other XKGLOW products, download the XKChrome app. Once you download it from the Play Store or the Apple Store, click on that bad boy real quick, and it comes to this main screen. Bottom left-hand corner to the palette. Click on that screen, and what you're going to see is the upper right-hand corner. Upper right-hand corner, you'll have zones are going to pop up, and it'll ask you to pretty much pair it. It's going to sense it immediately. The app is super good. As soon as you click it, it does everything on its own. And now, right here, we got zones 1 and zone 2. Now, if you click the little Wi-Fi signal real quick, you can change the name. So instead of having it as XKGLOW 31444, we can name it ring lights. Okay? Hit save. And we're straight. So now, when you go in there, you see ring lights, and you still have zones 1 and 2. So let's see which is zone 1. I'm gonna toggle it off individually. Oh, so zone 1 is the passenger side. Zone 2 is the driver's side. Nice. So now, guys, so since the passenger side is zone 1, we can have zone 1 doing something totally different than zone 2. So, well, let's see. Get out of here real quick. If you go to the palette, you'll see a 1 right here, and there it is. Zone 2 is hiding in the bushes. All right. So now, zone 1, which is the passenger side, notice here we're moving it around and it's changing color. Okay. I'll show you zone 2 in a second. Obviously, this is your brightness toggle right here. Okay. Now, zone 1, we can have it breathing, okay, and we could put a theme on it. Now guys, just to let you know, in themes, as I went over before, there's an exclamation mark right here, and you can add and delete colors and change the wavelengths within the themes, okay, just as a heads up. So zone 1, it's under emergency strobe. Okay, I know it's a little flickery, but bear with me. All right, I'm gonna put it something a little more low key. Happy New Year. All right, so we're gonna leave that as Happy New Year. Go back to the palette. Zone 2, we're gonna put it as, we can leave it as solid on. Okay, so now, so while zone 1 is doing its thing right here, zone 2 should just be on a solid color. And it is. Pretty freaking sweet. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, on gloss black wheels, oh man, this thing shines so beautifully. Okay, something cool I wanna show you real quick. So if you go to theme, okay, and this is how you can separate the zones to do different things just without using that palette. So let's say, see the 1 and the 2 up there? So let's say you click on the 1, only the 2 gets highlighted or circled. Okay, now click on one of these patterns. So let's do passion heat. Okay, and now you click on 1 to circle it, and then click on the 2, and then now we're gonna tap on Tropical Island. Now if you notice on Tropical Island, you'll see the 1 circled right here, and then on Passion Heat, you'll see the 2 circled. So now, look what's happening on zone 1. It's doing the Tropical Island zone. And then, let's go over to zone 2. Passion Heat. So you can really separate your zones. And guess what? With all my XKGLOW stuff, all this stuff can run off the app and be separated at the same time. How freaking awesome is that? So guys, as I told you before on previous videos, you can go around, mess around with the palette. You can go to theme. You can go to music. It can, you know, I mean, it can function to music and motion. So if you're driving in your car or whatever, these lights, depending on your speed, because it has a G sensor on the app, the lights will go just accordingly, if you get what I'm saying. Other than that, guys, you know what to do. Definitely like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Put it on, look at this. Put it on Easter. Hit the exclamation mark. And now we can add some color. Let's delete that one. You go on a color. Hit add. Go on another color. Hit add. Go on another color. Hit add. Hit save. And there we go. And that's Easter. It's like a nice transition in and out. There's so many. There's Thanksgiving, St. Patrick's Day. That's what I'm talking about. And the cool thing is, I can leave that on under my hood and just toggle it off right here from the app. And that's pretty much all she wrote. But as I said, I don't drive my car often and there's no need to. So that's why I have a lot of kill switches on my car. So I'll just shut it off from under the hood. But this is freaking awesome. This is freaking awesome. This is pretty cool. Again, guys, XKGLOW, thank you so much for sending this stuff to me. As I said before, when I started doing this today, it took me a little bit of time because my 6-piston brakes was a pain. And plus the wheel size, like on the inside diameter of the wheel, I really didn't think that I was gonna get this done today. And I did it. This will take you some time, guys. If you don't have a lift or anything like that, this will take you a little bit of time, but it's so well worth it in the end. So well worth it in the end. But anyway, guys, XKGLOW, thank you one more time, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take it easy.